Often, more times than not, people don't even start investing in their futures until they're at their third job and halfway through their 30s. Now, I may only be 26 years old, but a lot of the latest books and articles I've been reading online have shown that most successful people, most millionaires, started investing at the young age of 17. Regardless of how old you are, it's never too late to start investing in your future, building wealth, and pursuing financial freedom. I'm Liv Wilde, and these are my top 10 tips to start building wealth, even at the young age of 18. So my first tip for building wealth, even at the young age of 18, is getting out and staying out of debt. I have followed Dave Ramsey for the past couple of years, and he said it best. The only good debt is no debt. So for those of you who are 18, just graduating high school, or you're just starting college, my number one tip for you is to avoid that car loan. We all want to drive the nice BMW or Mercedes or get the 2020 Toyota Corolla, whatever the case may be, but avoid debt. If you are going to do something like get a new car, consider putting down a substantial amount of cash or buying it in full. For those of you who are a little bit older, set in your careers, and you still don't want to take out that car loan, consider getting a cash car and avoiding the debt altogether. All that additional money that would go towards paying off a car, interest, and fees, you could be investing back into your future in stocks, bonds, or real estate. Trying to save and invest while you're in debt is almost impossible. There were several months at a time where if I had an extra $1,000 or an extra $200, I wasn't able to invest that back into my business or invest it in other methods because I had credit cards to pay off, a car loan that I was upside down in, amongst other financial debts. So my number one tip here is just stay out of debt entirely. Now, for all of my entrepreneurs, this isn't always true. One of my mentors actually told me if I want to become a millionaire one day, that you always have to go into debt at some point. Now, don't confuse business loans or investing into commercial real estate with a car loan. They're completely different forms of debt, and one reaps you way more return on your investment than the other. That brings me to my second tip. In order to build wealth and find financial freedom, you need a mentor. I cannot tell you how much my life has changed since having a mentor. He's offered me financial advice on building and growing my business, investing, amongst other things. So if you have anyone nearby who you admire, or if you want to get onto LinkedIn or one of your coworkers or CEOs, definitely find yourself a mentor that can push you, encourage you, and get you to financial freedom, as well as any other larger business endeavors you may have. My next tip is to build an emergency savings account. Dave Ramsey recommends saving at least $1,000 before you start pushing out debt. I, on the other hand, recommend 3 to 6 up to a year's worth of expenses in your savings account. That gives you plenty of time in the case of an emergency and you lose your job, or you have a major expense or repair on your house, to be able to afford those major expenses. For me personally, it took me about 4 to 6 months to find a new job when I was going through my job search. That's 4 to 6 months of expenses and bills that I needed to be able to cover. By having an emergency savings account, I'm able to cover all of my expenses without the added stress on top of my job search. My next tip is to provide value. What is something that you bring to the table that your competitors cannot? Find your unique selling point. A way that you can provide value is by doing pro bono or freelance work. That's interning, pro bono work, or anything that you're not charging a nonprofit company or individual for your services. The benefits for this are twofold. Number one, you establish yourself as an industry-leading expert with tons of experience on hand. And number two, you're able to establish connections that can eventually turn into potential clients, prospects, or opportunities for your business. Next, choose your friends wisely. What does your inner circle look like? Are they pressuring you to spend more than you can afford? If so, you need to find a new group of friends. Surround yourself with people who are financially savvy and are doing better than you are. That way they can motivate you and bring you up with them. Did you know that 78% of millennials are practicing money habits that aren't their own? It's time to remove yourself from circles that only bring you down financially. Spending outside of your means only limits your ability to get closer to building wealth and reaching financial freedom. My next and favorite tip is budget like crazy. I'm currently on a zero-based budget, which we'll get into at another time. But the importance of budgeting is making sure that every penny, every dollar that comes in every month, that you have a specific debt or bill that's allocated for. By having a zero-based budget, I'm able to save 50% of my salary and invest more than 15% into retirement. My next tip is to invest and save early. If you're working at 18 or 20 years old, invest in your company's 401k. If you're working in education, start contributing to your TSP immediately. Save, save, save. Whether it's a job loss or broken leg, life is going to throw you a curveball. Maybe not now, but definitely in the future. That's why it's important to save and to have plenty of rainy day funds in your savings account in the case any major catastrophic event arises. Another thing is, if you ever want to become a business owner, if you have plenty of money saved, banks are more likely to take risks on you when it comes to getting small business loans or investing into real estate. So save now so it makes it easier on you in the future. My next tip is live below your means. Don't get the $2,000 a month apartment. Don't get the Mercedes-Benz when you're only working part-time. Live below your means so you can push more money towards retirement and investing in your future. Another thing to help you build wealth, even at the very low age of 18, is to invest in education. The U.S. Census Bureau actually estimates that high school graduates will make $1.3 million in their lifetime, while those with a bachelor's degree are estimated to make twice as much. Invest in education. Knowledge is power. If you want to be a subject matter expert in marketing, go out and get your marketing degree, get marketing certifications, become the industry leading expert by having all of the knowledge that businesses and organizations are willing to pay for. Lastly, make your money make you money. If your business is generating lots of income, take that money and push it back into your business, or invest it into real estate, flip homes, or invest in stocks. Don't just let your money sit there in your account. Think of creative and innovative ways to take that $1,000, that $10,000, and allow it to make you hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars. The media wants you to believe that everything is working against you, and sometimes they're right, but you have some control, especially when it comes to allocating and investing your money. If you're ready to book the flight, buy the bag, work less, and earn more, start investing in your future today. Regardless of how old you are, 18, 28, 38, start today and you're one step closer to financial freedom. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share this on your Instagram, tag me and tell me your favorite tip in this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.